If you're tired of getting price objections with commercial cleaning prospects saying, well, you're just too expensive, and you know that what you have to offer is great, and if they would just accept it, they would be happy, then this video is for you. Because in this video, I'm gonna give you some frameworks around the reality of price. It's gonna give you the mindset and some ammo that you can use whenever dealing with clients so that you can make sure that they're less likely to give you price objections. And these are tips and frameworks that I've used in our business to get budgets increased a good bit sometimes for our company. For example, we've won contracts that were previously paying $3,200 a month and they paid us $4,000 a month. We've also had them increase, say, from $16,000 a month up to $18,000 per month to make consistent budget adjustments just to use our service. And we're not always the highest either. We're not always the lowest. Sometimes we are the highest and we still win. But it's these frameworks and tips that I'm going to share with you that I think about that helps me deal with prospects whenever it comes to pricing. The first thing that you must understand as a commercial cleaning company owner is what's called the exclusion triangle. And I learned this from a mentor many, many years ago. At the top, we have service. Down here, we have support. And over here we have price. A reality that you must grapple with in your business and decide how you want to move forward is this, is that in any marketplace, you cannot be the dominant player in all three of these. So you cannot be the best high quality service with the best support with the lowest price. You can only pick two at most to win with. Now, I obviously recommend provide the best service with the best support. And as long as you display that right and your reviews and everything else support that and use the right words, then price becomes something that clients don't really pay as much attention to. But where a lot of commercial cleaning owners get trapped is they're trying to provide the best service and support and the best price. And then they're strained in all these directions. They can't afford to provide that service or support, and they're making sacrifices on certain areas of their business when they have promised clients that they would get these other results, and now they just can't make it happen. The first thing you must do is decide, how are you gonna win in your marketplace? Are you gonna compete on price? Is that gonna be one of your main things? And then are you gonna provide some good support and then just let the quality of service dwindle? Or are you going to do service and price with no support or very little support at all? Obviously, I'm a big fan with the ones that we've circled here and how we built our company for the long-term health of your business is focusing on service and support. We actually recently here in Asheville, North Carolina, and actually that contract I mentioned where they upped the budget with us from $16,000 a month to approximately $18,000 a month, it actually was the nail in the coffin for someone in the marketplace who was constantly competing on price. And that was their main contract. I didn't know that we ended up putting them out of business when we won that, but it was ironic that they had tried to win all these clients at very low prices. And then we come in charging higher rates and they ended up dying out and didn't have any clients left because nobody wanted to use them anymore. So this is the exclusion triangle that your business will either thrive from or die from. Let's go to the next one. So first, for this next one, we need to define two things. First, we need to define the word price, and then we need to define the word value. You see, price is what leaves the bank account, right? It's what you pay. And then value is simply what you get. And you may not realize it, and clients may actually not realize it, but what they are constantly doing in their minds whenever they're presented with a price is they're weighing out in their mind, is this price worth it? And so what do they mean by when they say worth it? They're comparing it to the value. And I'm going to show you a key framework in just a moment with this. But what you have to realize is that if you are constantly trying to say, well, we'll adjust the price, or can we charge a higher price, or what's just the price that you're paying, and you're not focusing at all on what is the value that they're currently getting, what is the value that they're looking for, and it's not just pushing them up as value, right? People that focus on price, they're out there just saying, okay, we're going to move dirt, we're going to sweep once per week, right? And so then we can charge a really low price. We're going to put humans in there who are underpaid and not do a great job with it. So then the value for that is extremely low. But to better offset price concerns, the value has to be demonstrated in so many ways, such as how much time have you saved them through the quoting and walkthrough process? Because what that's going to tell them is, what are you going to be able to be like once you are in their building? How much time are they now going to be able to focus on building their company? Because when they focus on their business and that's the value, that's whenever you're able to establish the price is worth it if it's higher. And actually, that's what happened with that larger client that we got for about $18,000 a month. And it was because they had a facility manager that had so many different responsibilities. They were willing to pay us more because our offer was to give him more time back. And this can manifest itself in so many different ways, right? With less complaints, which just simply means more time. It can also manifest itself in more sales because their facility looks far more professional and gives a better impression to their customers. So find ways to demonstrate value. And this is why in the janitorial industry, I like to choose the support option from our exclusion triangle as opposed to price as that secondary option, because with the support side, we're able to enable all of these value levers for our clients. Because at the end of the day, they really want their service to just take care of whatever they want it to take care of. It's really hard to exceed services in a sustainable way, because then that commits what's called scope creep, and that can actually cause you to lose clients even though you're doing more for them later. So I encourage you to focus on the support and how you can support them and enable them to have more value from what you are doing. Now, this framework over here is what's called hidden cost. And the reality of hidden cost is this. We literally, at the time of filming this video, our website got hacked. We got it fixed really quick, we caught it, but what had happened is, from some time in the distant past, when we had tried out some very cheap and low-cost web design services from Fiverr, just testing things out, somehow someone did something in our website that allowed someone to hack into it. And so let's think about that. We paid so little money to try out this thing over here and see how it would work out with the kind of a, maybe it turns out it was a sketchy scenario and we didn't even know it, but the price was so cheap, so why not try it, right? Well, there's a hidden cost to cheap services, to cheap products, to anything where the price just seems really low. And that's because the hidden cost has something called a value threshold. And the value threshold is just simply the place where much more price doesn't add much more to the experience. And let me make that more clear for you like this. So let's say we paid super small dollars down here for that website designer, right? Whereas we had options to pay people, which we actually did end up doing, up here at a much higher price. Well, the reality of it is that this gap right here is the hidden cost. How much did it cost us to get the website fixed? How much opportunities did we lose whenever that happened? Now, I will say we got it fixed so that won't ever happen again. But whenever something does happen, whenever someone hires underpaid humans to go in and just push dirt around a facility because they can barely make ends meet, how well of a service they're going to do? How much time is that going to take away from the business owner who's working in that office or trying to run their team? How many sales are they going to lose because they're underpaying somebody? That's what this is right here. It's the hidden cost. And so as someone is willing to pay more for something, that hidden cost shrinks up to a point where they can pay a specific price where the risks or the loss potentially associated to their business over a hidden cost are minimized, if not gone. And then what ends up happening is if someone prices up here, if you price your services up here, this is where you end up overpriced. And that's where you lose clients, not because of poor quality, but you would lose them because they're just simply overpaying and they think they can get what they're looking for a lower price. So your goal is to be fair, not underpriced, and not too overpriced. But when it comes to when you're talking with prospects and clients, you want them focused on the hidden cost, but also by vice versa, the hidden value that you offer. They may not feel it, right? They're just looking at a price and some frequencies and some cleaning tasks on a sheet. They need to be told and trained and experience the value that you bring. And it's these core mindsets around price, that will help you have the convictions when you're talking with them. You can use these illustrations with them and show them why you intentionally use the specific setup in the exclusion triangle for yourself. And then the impact of hidden costs. See if you can find any hidden costs and the impacts of those during your walkthrough. Label them as, oh, that's a hidden cost, right? They might say, what do you mean? Well, it means that because this wasn't done because of this situation, then maybe it's impacting your business like this. And that's how you start bringing understanding and bringing their mindset to where they're going to seek value, not just price. Now, of course, you can be way too high and still have a lot of value, but still way too high for what they're looking for. But as long as you can get near, in your mind, what that value threshold is. Now, I wish there was a Walmart store we could all walk into and see what the value threshold is for every account everywhere in the commercial cleaning world. That's just not the case. But it's what you have to have in mind. It's what you have to have as you're walking through the facility. What seems fair, but also profitable and highly valuable. So there you have it, some core mindsets around price, things that a CEO thinks about when they're in meetings with clients or working with their sales team. I hope you found it helpful. And if you want my help scaling to 7 figures and beyond, then check out the links down below. Oh, and if you don't know who I am, my name is Matt. I'm a 7-figure commercial cleaning CEO. Thanks so much for watching. If you like this, please subscribe. Please share it with someone else who it may help. And please like this video. Until next time, keep building.